以下節目內容純屬主持及嘉賓個人意見，與本台立場無關。
自古以嚟，神秘事物不斷都衝擊住人類文明每一個角落，解釋唔到，卻又似有還冇嘅故事，永遠都引人入勝。究竟越嚟越多神秘現象嘅發生，代表住啲咩呢？今晚就等我哋一齊啟動神秘學研究檔案。大家好，歡迎收聽 MJ13， 我係你嘅節目主持Cheuk Fei。好啦，今集呢就係 MJ13 喺呢一個 season 裏邊最後一個題材啦。今集我哋請到香港星際政治學會 Neil Gould 香港 Exopolitics Neil Gould 就上嚟呢，就同大家講呢個題材叫做 MILAB。咁可能有啲聽眾未聽過嘅 MILAB 就係呢個軍事擄走事件。咁嘅資料呢係非常之豐富。好啦，聽眾就會話死啦，聽埋呢一集，下個禮拜點算呢？唔使擔心嘅，唔使擔心嘅，因為有今集，所以有下一集。因為有今集啊，所以下個禮拜元網台仍然係會有新嘅一集 MJ13 送俾大家嘅。點解講到咁奇怪呢？因為今集呢係一個純英文嘅 interview， 即係話我今集呢係會用純英文同阿 Neil 去講乜嘢叫做 MILAB， 講下軍事擄走事件嘅 details。咁所以呢，今集係純英文嘅訪問。咁如果聽眾話，喂，我好中意聽英文版本嘅，我好中意阿 Neil 嗰把聲，或者我想聽下Cheuk Fei講英文有幾難咁樣 OK， 咁你就可以收聽今集 MJ13 呢個純英文嘅對話啦。咁當然有啲聽眾話，喂，我英文麻麻地，或者有啲聽眾話我唔想再聽英文啦，或者我都係中意聽廣東話親切啲咁樣。咁呢，下個星期一同一個時間 MJ13 就會送上呢一集嘅資料嘅一個中文廣東話翻譯版，即係話下個星期你聽到我同阿 Neil 喺呢個星期講嘅嘢呢，下個星期就會變成廣東話去翻譯翻，去講翻呢個故事或者呢個資料去俾大家聽嘅。咁所以有中文有廣東話，有中文廣東話，亦都有英文俾大家去選擇。咁你哋可以自己選擇你哋想聽嘅邊一集，跟住呢就去選擇聽啦。咁如果你想聽英文嘅，想聽早啲聽嘅，咁你可以今集聽啦。咁啲英文都唔係好難嘅，不過有啲專有名詞就可能要大家要去留心聽下啦。咁如果唔想聽嘅，想聽中文嘅，咁下個禮拜繼續留守 MJ13 就會聽到下個禮拜講緊今集嘅廣東話翻譯版啦。咁因為翻譯需時啊，咁我哋翻譯完之後我哋要配音，亦都需要一啲時間，咁就請聽眾呢就可以見諒啦，就唔能夠同時間中英文版同一個星期送出嚟啦，因為個工作量係好大嘅，係好困難嘅。咁我哋都希望滿足到唔同嘅聽眾啦，亦都希望帶到一個好啲質素嘅翻譯，或者係一個準確嘅翻譯俾所有嘅聽眾啦。咁所以呢，就容許Cheuk Fei喺度用多一個禮拜時間，就送上呢個廣東話翻譯版，就下個禮拜送上啦。咁如果啲聽眾就話，喂，好辛苦喎，大佬冇 MJ13 唔知點搞喎。咁其實呢，我哋因為 Season 1呢，咁好多節目呢都開始踏入呢個 Season 1嘅完結噶啦。咁樣包括可能長招低炒啦，包括可能不能說的真相啦咁樣。咁我哋呢啲節目呢係會喺安排咗 Season 2呢係會有其他嘅節目呢係送俾大家嘅。咁而當然我Cheuk Fei而家我可以喺度 guarantee 俾你，就係話MJ13 係一定 會有 Season 2嘅，而 Season 2嘅內容亦都有啲喺度揾緊資料啦，有啲已經係約咗人錄咗音啦，亦都有啲呢係揾緊一啲新嘅嘉賓嘅。咁我哋嚟緊俾我預告下 Season 2嘅 MJ13 就係會有好多唔同嘅有啲新嘅嘉賓啦，或者有啲係以前喺其他網台同卓飛合作過嘅嘉賓啦，都會上嚟再講下一啲神秘嘅資料或者一啲神秘學嘅嘢。咁當然卓飛亦都會繼續會同大家去搜羅一啲外國嘅 UFO 嘅故事啦，或者一啲 UFO 嘅最新消息啦。香港星際政治學會 Exopolitics 嘅 Neil Gould 仍然都會繼續上嚟 MJ13 同大家分享一啲更加犀利嘅資料嘅。咁我哋亦都會聯絡一啲外國嘅一啲嘅嘅專家啦，或者一啲證人啦，我哋會直接同佢哋去訪問翻佢哋啦。咁亦都有啲香港嘅證人呢，係真係喺香港見過 UFO， 或者佢本來唔相信有外星人嘅，佢覺得係好科幻嘅，但係直至到佢哋親眼見到佢哋目定口呆嘅訪問，我哋都會喺 Season 2即刻會為大家送上嘅。所以可以同大家講 MJ13 係一定有 Season 2嘅，俾大家俾少少耐性，俾少少時間，等我哋製作更加豐富、更加多資料、更加勁嘅資料俾大家，係嘛？咁但係俾少少時間卓飛去準備一下 Season 2嘅節目。咁至於正話提過，譬如長招低炒，我同阿毛呢亦都講過啦，佢都會繼續會去搜羅更加多資料，會送上更加多嘅電影啦，或者係攝影上高嘅資料啦。咁所以長招低炒係會有 Season 2嘅。不能說的真相，可以同大家講啦，因為不能說的真相去到 Season Break 之後呢，咁中原唔會離開原網台，中原仍然會留守原網台，會主持另外一個節目，咁你遲啲就知噶啦。咁而另一個節目之後呢，中原都會話不能說的真相係一定有 Season 2嘅，咁所以呢，一系列嘅節目亦都準備好晒喺度，同大家去揾緊資料。咁所以大家聽眾呢，係繼續留守原網台，係可以收聽到更加多唔同類型、唔同嘅範疇嘅節目嘅，咁樣好吧？好啦，咁講到呢度呢，口乾啦，即刻而家就送上香港星際政治學會 Hong Kong Exopolitics Neil Gould 同大家講軍事擄走事件。Hi everybody, welcome to MJ13. This is the last episode of the Season 1, and then don't worry, we will have Season 2 because we have a lot of more mind-blowing information from Exopolitics Hong Kong and from Exopolitics Worldwide. So that will be another season coming, but today is we are having Neil Gould, Mr. Neil Gould from Exopolitics Hong Kong here. Welcome back.
Thanks, Cheuk Fei. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Good.
Yeah, especially now I can more concentrate. yeah. You use your headphone anyway. So this is the last episode of MJ13. Thank you for coming up. And actually, we did another interview yesterday, but that will be the last. This will be the first episode of Season 2. That is something really something. I mean, that is really something.
That's going to blow your audience away.
Yeah.
Really, really blow your audience away.
Yeah. But before that, before you understand what we are talking next season, so we have to have this episode today here.
Correct. Yes.
So, okay, today what we are talking about?
Well, today we're going to talk about MILAB.
MILAB.
Yes, this is a very, very few people in the world would be qualified to discuss MILAB with you.
Well, let me introduce a little because a lot of people don't know what is MILAB is, and also a lot of people. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of audience know alien abductions, which is a person, a human being abducted by the aliens with all these experiments and all that. So MILAB, for some people, they could be the first time they hear these terms. MILAB, MILAB. What the hell is that?
Well, as I said, this is a very complicated subject. It is not something that anybody in the world can get up and talk about. So for me to tell you what is MILAB, I would have to go into a little bit of background first.
Yeah, go ahead.
And many people have seen Jim Sparks, and this has created a lot of questions.
Yeah, early this year.
Yes, and I have done so many email answers to people, but still people need to understand clearly the background about MILAB, military abduction. MILAB is short for military abduction. So,
Military abduction.
correct. When we say military abduction, we're talking about secret groups, covert groups within the military. You see, what people don't understand about the military and the intelligence services is that everything is compartmentalized.
Explain what is compartmentalized.
For example, you go into a building in Hong Kong, you see maybe 100 letterbox.
That's right.
Think of the military and all the activity going on in the secret level in Area 51, S4, Nellis, Dulce. Many, many compartments. Each compartment does not know what the other compartment is doing.
So you're saying, simply say, you're saying there are many different parks or
Many.
different groups.
Many.
Even in one, like Area 51, they have many different groups.
Many.
People.
So the people in the one group do not know what the other group is doing. And but above, say, two groups, you have one guy that knows what two groups are doing. And then above him, you have another guy that knows what 10 groups are doing. But when it gets to the top, there's still probably not one person that knows everything going on. Because in some compartments, you have groups having relations, diplomatic relations with extraterrestrials, while other groups are shooting them down, while other groups are retrieving
Well, that's
the
really,
UFO craft.
That's very simple to understand. It's like a big company.
It's very, but less controlled at the top. This is the point. It is extremely compartmentalized. And military abduction, the people involved in military abduction, MILAB, could be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 different groups in different compartments, all doing military abductions, with one side not knowing who the other side is.
So there could be many different types of MILAB.
Well, for example, let's say, for example, the military industrial complex. These are all the defense contractors and even the drug companies, really, that make for the US military, make ammunition, weapons, technology, jets, aircraft, boats. They're all part of this big conglomerate, this big complex. Now, they have a lot of money because they pay a lot of money from the government. So they might want more research and development, more technology for their commercial reasons.
Right.
So because of their relationship with the military, they might fund the military and say, look, we can't do certain work here.
Right.
Or maybe we can, you help us. So go out and get us information, let's say, for example, on the psychology or the mental state of a human under certain stress, because we have new technology we want to bring out and we want to see how humans behave. Well, there's nothing to stop these powerful groups abducting humans and wiping out their memory so they can't remember, and then putting them through very, very traumatic experiences, and then get the data and then adapt their data for their technology, on the one hand. On the other hand, you have military who know people are being abducted by different extraterrestrials. Remember, when we talk about the ETs in the military, the ETs here, the ETs there, there are many different kinds of ETs with many, many, many different agendas. So some parts of the military are interested when, for example, they abduct an abductee. Take, for example, Melinda Leslie. You can see my interview with her on YouTube. Your next week's guest, can I mention her name?
Next season's
guest,
yes,
can I mention her name?
Niara.
For example, MILAB abductee Niara Isley. You can even include Jim Sparks. And there are many people that have been abducted by the military under this military abduction, MILAB, because these groups want to know what these people have learned
from the aliens.
So for example, Jim Sparks is an abductee because he was abducted by aliens. Niara Isley was more of a contactee than an abductee, although technically she's an abductee
when
because
she was young.
Yes, because they floated her out of her room and through the walls and everything. And Melinda Leslie also had contact experiences. So what these covert groups do is they back engineer these people. They take these people and subject them to what we'll talk about more, what they subject them to in the program.
So
it's
basically to learn what they learn.
It's basically to learn. So, but before we go into that, let me just, so that people have no doubt what the capability of certain governments are, or certain secret groups. People don't realize that governments are horrific. Governments don't care about the people.
No, hang on. Before we go forward, because that is very important concept that we should have. Otherwise, you will get really chaos when you go forward to the next level of information. So you're basically saying, even like Jim Sparks, he could have been abducted by a lot of different types of aliens, and then abducted by different types of military abduction.
Yes.
By different departments or different letterbox, what you said.
Yes.
So it's really complicated situation.
Extremely complicated.
So
there is nobody capable.
So one person who contacted with alien today, and he could have been abducted by military box number 1.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Right.
And day after tomorrow, she could be abducted by the other MILAB.
It could be, and the bosses of the compartment number 1 might know about compartment number 7, who are good at getting other information,
so
and
they
instructed number 7 to go as well.
That's terrible.
This is the reality. I mean, your guests are going to be blown away when Niara talks next season, when she tells them.
Exactly.
They are going to be
yes.
Really, they'll understand the Sparks case much better, because it appears the Sparks case was far too advanced for anybody in Hong Kong really to understand. Perhaps we should have given them more background on MILAB. But we're doing it now, and that's the most important thing. Because, who can stand up in Hong Kong and talk about MILAB? It's extremely, you're going to see the layers of complication. By the time I'm finished this talk, you will understand it is too deep.
It is deep already.
It's extremely deep. So, let's just quickly get back, if you don't mind, talking about what governments do. Many cases, governments have been exposed for doing terrible experiments on people. I mean, just recently, the one in Puerto Rico, when the American government admitted, again, it's not the government, but it's the secret government, or it's the defense contractors or the drug companies.
Yes. They
got children in the 1930s or 40s and injected them with syphilis.
Yes.
Now, I mean, think about it. These are governments we rely on killing children. Even when they do these nuclear tests and they clear out all these islands in the South Pacific, they bring the people back late and the people get sick because the radioactivity is there. But what these governments have been known to do in Canada and the USA, they've been known to do radiation experiments, mind and behavior control. Now, these particular experiments have been already exposed in the newspapers. Now,
mind control.
That's right. The Ministry of Defense has carried out a lot of secret radiation experiments on humans in the last 40 years. In 1994, the United States government admitted that it had conducted experiments on its own citizens using disadvantaged people, mentally retarded people, or people who are prisoners, or people of very, very low intelligence.
Right.
This is terrible kind of stuff that's going on. And in many cases, these people don't have any memory of it.
They don't remember.
Some of them do, some of them don't. But who cares about these people? They're the low end of society. Nobody cares about this story.
Exactly.
So a lot of the research done by the Department of Defense, the CIA, these kind of people, it was, as I say, got to do with radiation. They used even nerve gas.
Nerve gas?
Nerve gas. They've been testing with LSD, these different kinds of mind drugs, using biological agents. And it was recently disclosed that 23,000 Americans were involved in 1,400 projects during the last 30 years since the war.
That many Americans.
That's correct. And that just goes to show you what governments can do. Right? Now, there's another group, the Committee for Human Experiment Survivors, of Mind Control. They came across some survivors of some terrible experiments, that involved electric shocks, drugs, brain implants, sensory deprivation. Imagine being blindfolded, ears blocked, your hands covered, and you're put into a dark room, and you have water poured all over you, electric shocks, you don't know where you are. Sensory deprivation. It is used to break down your mind and cause the mind to bury certain things that you cannot remember them.
Those pain you're talking about.
That's what it does. It's trauma. They had people being locked in cages. People being forced to sleep. Can you imagine being forced to sleep?
Well, I can imagine that.
There's been sexual abuse, ritual abuse, where they have terrible sexual things go on, and it's done to make the people break. This is what mind control, and this is done by government.
So basically, the mind control, this kind of mind control is actually giving you a lot of tortures.
Correct.
And try to make you block your memories.
Correct. So we can say, what is MILAB? Okay. What is MILAB? It is used for mind control experiments on people. It is also used for geopolitical purposes, nothing to do also with extraterrestrials. But what they do, for example, the head of the United Nations, and I spoke this in quite some depth with Dr. Greer, that Boutros Ghali, who was head of the United Nations, a saucer came outside his window, abducted him and took him away, and then put him back. Now, I don't know what was done to him or said to him, but those saucers were actually made by humans, completely crewed with human people, and on board were what they call programmed life forms, PLF. These look like aliens, but they are made partly from the biological and genetic material of real agents, real extraterrestrials, aliens that they have shot down. So while people complain, the ETs abduct us to take our genetic material, hello, we also take theirs in some terrible circumstances. And you can listen to the testimony on the Disclosure Project of Sergeant Clifford Stone, and you can see from there. MILAB is also about the back engineering of abductees. As I say, watch my tape, my film on YouTube with Melinda Leslie. They are compartments extremely interested what the extraterrestrials are exposing humans to. Because remember, there are many kinds of extraterrestrials.
Well, try to describe that. I mean, like, for example, what we knew about the alien abduction, sometimes they put the implants in the human's body. So are you saying that they try to back engineer, in the sense they try to pull out that implant and study it, or they try to see, like James Spark have learned a lot of knowledge or the language from
Yes.
the aliens. So you are saying that MILAB could be abduct them and then study what he learned.
That's right. Some abductees are of particular interest to certain departments in the military. People like Melinda Leslie, who was an abductee by aliens. She was taken on board a triangular craft, and she was taught to use thought activation with the mind to drive that craft with the mind. Now, Nyara is going to talk to you about this in season 2. So the military have not really had a tremendous amount of success with thought activation in their black operations for some of their craft. So they're particularly keen to learn more about that. So Melinda was taken, and she went through some terrible traumatic experiences, which we'll come on to. And of course, Jim had a very, very close relationship with extraterrestrials that were associated with military. But of course, the military did not keep to the bargain. So these ETs were not very, very happy with the military. And by these extraterrestrials associating themselves with Jim and trying to test Jim's abilities with thought activation, the military wanted to know more. So the military came in, took Jim, and we know the rest of the story, what they did to him. They were very, very hard on him. But never forget one thing. Never forget that Jim is an abductee, a real abductee. Okay? He's not a contactee. Anybody who tells you he's a contactee is nonsense. He was taken against his will by the extraterrestrials. Okay? Taken against his will, but the military also came and took him.
Later on.
And we can discuss what we call the psychodynamics. Now, another thing I ask you not to forget, the Jim Sparks story you must remember, has been looked at by Harvard professor Dr. John Mack and his peer group. They've all read this. There are people, Bullard, Carpenter, all these people, Corbusier, very, very well-known psychologists and PhDs in this field. They're looking at contact from what we call a multidisciplinary process. What does that mean?
Multidisciplinary process.
Right. Now,
What
if
exactly
you look,
is
okay,
that? Yeah.
I'll explain. If you take, for example, the Jim Sparks case, and you look at it from the point of ufology, UFO people, they'll look at it and they say, well, I can't touch it, I can't kick it, I can't taste it, therefore I can't see it.
Because there is no proof, not even have the marks.
That is why ufology has died. That's why. Because you can't do anything unless you can pick up something and hold it in your hand. The exopolitical point of view is you use a multidisciplinary process. So the first thing you do is you have to look at the disciplines, the sciences, the subjects that relate to this. Now, what subjects relate to this? The first thing we have to do, we look at the abductee. Sparks, Niara, Melinda Leslie, Kay Wilson, any of these people.
Still a lot of different cases.
A lot of different cases. You look at them, and the first thing you see is their mind. Something has happened to their mind. They get the best psychiatrists from the science discipline of psychiatry.
Right.
They get clinicians in psychology. They get psychologists. Because you're looking at the mind. You need to have different people with different abilities. They need to have physicists. They need to have astrobiologists.
Right.
You need to have experts in folklore, mythology. You need to have experts in paleoanthropology, the past of human civilization, like everything Zachariah Sitchin has spoken about, the Anunnaki. You know, you can still see the stones, the carvings of the rocks. You can read what we call the cuneiform symbols to see what happened in those days, that extraterrestrials came here and they built up the civilization. You need to have people who are experts in DNA, RNA, people who understand the human genome. This is what Dr. John Mack did, Professor Harvard, Dr. John Mack did. He has the peer group. They have these interdisciplinary processes where you get all these scientists, professors from all the different disciplines looking at the case. You get it now?
Yeah.
So they can monitor not only the clinician talking to Sparks, they actually can monitor the clinician and Sparks, look at that circumstance, how the two of them are reacting with each other. So it's very layered and very complex. So by using all these different disciplines, they can come to a conclusion and look at the psychiatric evidence. We talk about the psychodynamics of contact. For example, what happened with each encounter with Sparks? Did he have any changes? Yes, he had a shift in consciousness every single time. You know, there was a marked change. His consciousness grew. You look, after he finished the experience, he went out and did what most of them do, is they go out and they meet people and they talk about this kind of thing. They talk about the experiences. You can see how Sparks reacted to the fact that there was no predominance by man over the universe. In other words, man was not top of the food chain. This is not something you talk about in my lab. This is something you talk about in contact cases. So they can verify. They can verify. Also, the skeptics and the debunkers are saying, oh, you know, he's got, his paralysis has got to do with something called sleep paralysis. No. You look at the multidiscipline group, they have these psychiatrists, they say, this guy did not have sleep paralysis, because if you have sleep paralysis, you also have another kind of sickness, which is like a sleeping sickness, where some people can look at you and just fall asleep.
But he didn't.
He didn't have it. He didn't have it. So I'm only giving you a very small touch.
So basically, you're saying that when John Mack proved that James Sparks' case is the real case, it's a real alien abduction case, is not based on what he based on what he taught. We've based on a lot of proof by different group of
correct
professionals.
Correct. I mean, you just read what does John Mack say? He says here, Sparks' account of a decade of encounters with intelligent alien beings provides one of the richest and most detailed documentations in all abduction history. Mac is saying it is the greatest case in all abduction history. He's not saying MILAB. He's saying abduction. Okay?
Right.
Because there was MILAB as well. But he's looking, the most important thing here is the abduction. What survived from the abduction? We know, to a great extent, what Sparks says, which is, is MILAB induced, and we know which is alien induced. So we can see. So Mac goes on to say, Sparks' memory is altogether conscious. In other words, he doesn't need any hypnosis. You see? Because he doesn't need to have any buried memories taken out, which is typical of MILAB as well, This case, the aliens had made sure that a large part of Sparks' mind remained intact. And he goes through everything that he's seen about all the points that Sparks had seen. For example, the extraction, the sperm extraction, the breeding program, the shape-shifting, thought activating. Much of this that Sparks talked about, and remember, Sparks didn't know anything about abductions and ETs and aliens when this all happened. Sparks is talking about stuff that happened before the MILAB thing got going. He's talking about stuff that people in the 50s and the 60s were experiencing. Even if you look back in history into the 30s and the 20s, Sparks was experiencing those things. So we know that the Sparks case is, the analysis of the Sparks case, the way we look at it, is extremely accurate from an exopolitical point of view. The psychodynamics, extremely accurate. The problem is the people listening to the case do not have the required understanding of what MILAB is and what abduction is, what is common to both and what is separate to both. And we are going to go through that today.
Okay, so basically, you just mentioned, what you just mean is John Mack can prove that. I mean, whatever he said is not a dream. Okay, definitely not a dream. But the people start to question. So if Jim Sparks, for example, he experienced the alien abduction, he experienced MILAB as well. So is MILAB involved into some? I mean, is mind control involved into MILAB?
It is mind control all the time.
All the time.
All the time, of course.
So how can we know? How can we know whatever he said? I mean, it's also based on what John Mack said. We can prove that whatever he said is not part of the mind control.
Well, we know that there was MILAB because, we know as best we know that there's MILAB involved in Sparks. But we're also going to come on to discuss the motives and everything for MILABs. So all this will come out in the discussion. But what I would say with MILABs is a lot of cases that there were more black helicopters after the 80s associated with MILAB than before the 80s.
Why after 80s?
Well, I think because, first of all, you have to understand why MILAB started. You see, in the 80s, there was a lot of money, from the Star Wars initiative, from Star Wars, SDI,
SDI,
Reagan and everything. There was a lot of money, and many of these intelligence agencies were flushed with money. So they had this money to invest in these programs to further technology. Human nature, military. We want to further technology for our weapons and control. For people like you, me, and most of us in the world, we want money to be invested for the well-being of everybody. Right. But unfortunately, there's a difference between what we want and what these elites and these globalists and military intelligence services want. They want control. Now, if you want to know more about the black helicopters and the cases of Betty and Barney Hill, Debbie Jordan, Kathy Mitchell, Whitley Strieber, Leah Haley, Kay Wilson, Beth Collins, you name them, there are good books. One's called The Story of the Intruders. That's by Jordan, Debbie, and Mitchell. Published in New York, 1994. You can listen to Whitley Strieber. Many people know him. He wrote a book called Breakthrough, The Next Step. It was also published in 1995. There's The Lost Key. It was published in 1993 by Haley Lear. Kay Wilson, She's incredible, really incredible lady. Published 1993. So there's a lot of stuff, but you see, the important point is that you must know that, and this is very important, please listen, the core of the UFO phenomenon, you can't explain it, by being hallucinations. UFO abductions, you can't blame it all on hallucinations. We've just gone way past that with Dr. John Mack's processes, and all the exopolitical researchers have, beyond all doubts, with our whistleblower testimony, we know ETs are here, we know ETs abduct. Okay? So it's got nothing to do totally with MILAB. Some people are saying, oh, it's all MILAB. No, it's not. Okay? Now, this is very interesting because there's another book written by David Pritchard and John Mack called Alien Discussions, also published in 1994. You can read that and you can learn more. So I'm giving you a lot of source reference material that is very reliable.
Well, I will definitely put this on the forum so people, if you want to see more, if you want to read, you can check out our forum and get this information and get the books.
Correct. Now, a lot of people make another big mistake. They say, oh, all aliens are so spiritually evolved that they would never abduct you. This is the biggest lot of rubbish, Now, let me give you an example. Just imagine 200,000 years ago, there's a caveman living in a cave.
Yeah.
And I arrive from the future. I go back in time and I go to that cave. Do you think that caveman looks at me and he says, you're from the future. You must have solved all your spiritual problems. You've got no wars anymore. Everybody eats well. Everybody's happy. No. And we say, as above, so below. We are here at war. They are up there. They've got their problems too. So you must never for 1 minute think that, of course, they may be more spiritually evolved than we are and also more technologically advanced than we are. The question is, does the technology match the spirituality? That is the question up there. There are many extraterrestrials who are imperialists, just like the British colony. Britain owned many, many colonies. They were imperialists.
Right.
They controlled the world. There are extraterrestrial mentalities. There's an infinite amount of civilizations out there at all different levels. So we have to bear this in mind. Don't think all extraterrestrials are
like
from
angels.
a human point of view. Let me just talk from a human point of view. Don't think all extraterrestrials from a human point of view are kind and nice, because they may very well be okay, but the way they behave because of their level of advancement may actually be terrible for us. For example,
just like we study a crocodile.
Yeah, exactly. We put a tag in it and we put this in it and we cut it here and we measure the tail, we cut a bit of the scale off. We're concerned about the crocodile. Not the one crocodile, we're concerned about all the crocodile.
Yeah.
Okay? So don't for 1 minute ever think or listen to anybody who tells you all ETs are so spiritually advanced that they wouldn't do anything to, you just can't think that way. That is really, really, really silly.
It was just like the same thing. If you think in one big company, this company is mostly doing for charity, you don't expect all of them are nice people.
That's correct.
Right?
So this is just just one of these very important points that you have to take in mind. So let's try and look at some of the processes that are used for differentiating, MILAB and an abduction. So typically, when you have a MILAB situation, especially when they've picked up an abductee and they've taken the abductee to find out what's going on, normally you'll find dark, unmarked helicopters flying overhead. And we'll come on just now or later on why these helicopters. There's never less than 3. Okay? We'll come on to that. But why you have these helicopters flying over, why you have strange vans or buses outside. Now, what's important, before they come in to take the abductee, they'll disorientate the abductee. They'll use electromagnetic fields, they'll use drugs, they may come in military style, bash down the door, take you, and then make you sick, give you an injection. This is a typical human abduction.
Of course,
okay?
yes.
This is a typical human abduction.
That's what they can do.
That's right. Basically, many of these MILAB victims talk about being taken and then given a syringe injection in the neck. This is very common. They report that they're examined by human doctors in square rooms.
Square room.
Square rooms. Not round rooms. And not sterilely clean looking rooms, but square rooms.
Why is it so important you have to highlight this square room?
Because when you're taken by extraterrestrials, you're normally taken into a circle room in the disc, in the saucer. Or the rooms are not square. It may not be a round extraterrestrial vehicle, but from the information gathered, we can say that nobody's talked about square rooms. They always seem to talk about curved rooms, or maybe oblong, or maybe oval, but certainly
doesn't have the angle.
No.
Okay.
They also, in my labs, describe the rooms, basically the rooms, the halls, the corridors. There's furniture similar to our hospitals. There's laboratories, but nothing to do with UFO furniture. Nothing to do with the UFO scenery around. They also talk about the victims, my lab victims, not necessarily paralyzed in the same way as when you are with an extraterrestrial abduction, where the mind basically controls the neurological behavior, the paralysis. Normally these people are abducted in my lab and they're tied to an examination table, or what we call, if it's a lady, on a gynecological chair, like the doctor does when they're looking at babies inside you and everything, and they open your legs. With the my lab, the abductee gets a strong drink before the examination, and doctors are dressed in white lab coats. Sometimes you'll see this extraterrestrial walking around with the in the my lab.
So those are the type of my lab. That's human.
Well, a human with
alien.
With alien, but now nobody can know for sure whether the alien is an alien.
What do you mean?
Well, we take their genetic material. Remember, they take ours. There are groups, covert groups in the military, that have taken genetically material and they've learned how to grow a being. A being made of biological material that obeys commands. And they use these creatures to confuse the victim, so that the victim can always blame the extraterrestrials. That's what they want sometimes, these my lab people. You can say, oh, it wasn't us, it was these bad aliens. That happens. That actually happens.
So, but no, hang on. So you're saying that the aliens is a real aliens, but
sometimes there could be. See, we can't know for sure in every single my lab abduction case, but we do know that there are extraterrestrials working
with my labs,
working with the military.
Military.
Yeah, but if you look at the Dr. Wolf material, you never really hear about anything where these ETs are doing, associating with people hurting people. I can't say for sure it doesn't happen. Perhaps it does. But in many cases, these are programmed life forms in the my lab.
Okay.
Also, people in my lab, many women, and you'll hear Niara talk about this, they're sexually abused, raped.
Yeah.
It's all part of a process of breaking down the human, giving them physical torture, electric shocks, sleep deprivation. Rape for a woman is terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Imagine what it does. It's like Niara's memories. Many were buried. She had to go to the hypnotist. I don't want to talk too much about it because she's going to tell you firsthand. She's going to blow you away with this information. That, these things are buried in the brain. Now, remember, Sparks had everything in his mind. Nothing was buried. So even though the military had done things to him,
Sparks doesn't need any hypnotized process.
There was a limit to what those beings, what the MILAB did to Sparks, because I think those beings, extraterrestrials, really had an agenda, a true agenda. The message to humanity, which Sparks gave and people didn't understand it, was that he tried to tell everybody what is happening. He tried to tell everybody what is happening. He explained very, very carefully that this has to end. These ETs want these bad MILAB people, secret government, out. That's what Sparks was telling people because of what they're doing. They want an amnesty so that everybody can forgive these people so we can get that technology out. That's all Sparks is saying. Get the technology out so we can fix the planet. There's no benefit for the MILAB people for Sparks going around saying, get the technology out. They want to keep the technology. So this cannot be... Sparks' message is against MILAB. It is not MILAB message you're listening to with Sparks. Because why would MILAB people want to make a guy like Sparks go out and tell everybody, release the technology?
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. That's where people are being really, I don't know. As I say, there are no people in Hong Kong qualified in this field enough to talk about it. So, anybody wants to talk about it, why? It's just somebody wants to stand up and talk, because you have to have in-depth study, scientific study like we have in our institute into this field. Sparks has got an important message. Listen, everybody. The message is, get the technology out, get rid of the secret government. In order to let this process happen, we have to forgive them, get laws passed in Congress so that we can get the technology out to clean the planet. Stop listening to nonsense. Use your brain. The ETs are relying on you to use your brain. And you have to do that. Never mind the distractions. Go and buy the forest, go and do this, go and do that. These are all what we call plausible deniabilities. Those are ridiculous things to make you have the ability. If it's too much for you, you can just say, bye-bye, and walk away. Evolution leaves you behind. That always happens. Dinosaurs died. That's the way you go. You have to listen.
They're basically giving you a choice to believe, or you think this is bullshit.
Look, it's like Billy Myers. You know that film where you have the tree and you have the saucer going round and round the tree?
Yeah.
It looks like it's on a piece of string.
Yes.
The Pleiadians are basically saying, I've told you everything. If it's too much for you, look at this film. Maybe
you can select not to believe.
Select not to believe. Evolution is evolution. If you can't keep up with the future, you die. You disappear, and the train goes without you.
The choice is yours.
Choice is yours. So for God's sake, we are doing these educational lessons for you so that you learn. You learn from professionals. Pierre, Mac, our institute. It's professionals. We are telling you the way it is. We are giving you now on this program and on the hour's next one. We're giving you the basic mechanisms so that you don't have to listen to what other people tell you. You make the decision yourself based on pure education, not what other people are teaching. For God's sake, listen. It's very important, because the world is screwed up because other people are always telling other people. People are debunking people. We are not telling you believe. We are telling you listen. Work it out yourself. You have a brain. It was given to you. Use it. That's all we're saying. So let's go to the next step. I've told you what you see in MILAB. Now, on the opposite side of the fence, in basic terms, is that in UFO abductions, people are normally removed by floating through the wall, floating through a ceiling, being teleported, lifted. Okay? Now, I've told you some experiences I've had that I've not really written about or spoke about. But this is this kind of experience I've had where you go through a wall. This is a different way of being abducted by a military. You don't, with the military, go through a wall. Okay? And beings appear in your room. You get like a mist. And you get these beings that come from almost invisible, and suddenly they become more visible until they look completely solid.
Yeah, like feeling in, yes.
And then in the MILAB, sometimes, some cases, the people are paralyzed. But it's paralyzed through some kind of primitive human technology. Whereas extraterrestrials are paralyzing you through the mind. I mean, I can remember many occasions opening my eyes and already being paralyzed. And you've got these eyes in your face. And if your eyes aren't able to be open, you hear sounds, everything around you can't move. This is abduction. This is extraterrestrial abduction.
So it's very easy, very clear to define the abduction way by aliens and by the MILABs.
It's no 100% dividing line. I mean, I could give you the dividing line, but it will take too long to explain it to you. I mean, I've had years and years and years of experience in studying this. Plus, I've had 45 years myself of galactic diplomacy with extraterrestrials. That's a long time of experience. I can't tell you that in one program, but I'm certainly qualified enough to tell you about the case of Sparks from beginning to end and inside out. I've done a substantial report paper on this. So we should continue now because, and also explain to you that, the surroundings on the craft.
But before we continue, let's having a little break for a cup of water, and we will come back right away. Okay, we're back with Neil Gould here. So, questions before we carry on. I mean, we study a lot of MILAB's case, and there are also humans over there. I mean, who are they? Who is this human? What they exactly? Are they doctors, or are they just intelligence people?
Okay, there's no short answer. So I have to bring you in your mind to understand that there are many different species of aliens.
Yes.
This planet is a planet, it's a jewel in the solar system. It's like a diamond. Water, mountains, beautiful. There are many, 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 many groups of extraterrestrials that have an interest in the planet. Some lower level ones are interested in the minerals, but many, many of them have a different understanding, or let's say a different appreciation of such a planet from a scientific, highly spiritual point of view, that it's a planet that houses a consciousness around it, what we call the noosphere. I've spoken to you about this before, the mind envelope, the collective consciousness. It's a planet that fits into a solar system. You cannot affect the orbit of any one planet in a solar system without affecting the galaxy to a certain extent. So it's a highly complex reason why different ETs. I'm just trying to show you that there are different feelings of why an ET wants to have an interest in us. They also have a great interest in us not destroying this planet, because sometimes you destroy a planet, you also destroy the dimensions, or we can say the octaves of consciousness, because most of us understand life as being in a body, but life and consciousness is not about being in a body, only to us because we're such a low level. So there are many, many reasons these ETs are interested in us. So you say, who are the military men? Well, some of the great geneticists out there that are able to manipulate our genes, that are probably responsible for the creation or the perfection of the creation.
Creation of what?
Of humans. Okay,
like clones or something.
No, they for example, the human being is what we call a bicameral species. We are made up of our genes, the genes of the old humans, the Neanderthals, the ape-looking guys, and the other genes were spliced in from the genetic pool of some of these extraterrestrials. So we're very special as a species. We are highly creative and very special. But the experiment is going wrong. The experiment of human being is going wrong. It is not right. We are still separated. We are still service to ourselves. We have a government that, supposedly an elected government. It's all crooked. It's a secret government. There's people being experimented on. There are 4 billion people who are living below the poverty line. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why many different extraterrestrials have interests here. Some just want to come and take advantage of the trouble here and come in and manipulate, control, and learn how to turn us back into slaves or fight each other, distract us while they do something else. Okay? So, who are these humans that you see?
Yes.
Okay. Because there are different compartments in the MILAB, there are different groups doing things for different reasons. So, in some cases, you actually have screen memories. Some aliens will make you believe. Some aliens will make you actually believe that there are humans there.
But they were actually not human.
Could be screen. From the MILAB side, in some cases, in all cases, humans are the humans. These are MILAB military people that they're seeing there. People experimenting on technology, people experimenting on the people pulling out looking for alien hybrid fetuses and women, upgraded babies. Nayara will tell you her uterus inside is full of scars from the trauma she suffered This is going to be an incredible story from Niara. So this is just sort of one aspect. There's also sometimes there are humans and aliens, humans working with aliens. I mean, that's just, we know that.
Exactly.
Because they're working together, so they're probably helping the humans on some kinds of experimentation. And because they're a service to self, some of these ETs, maybe they don't put the brakes on. Maybe they just let some of these military guys go too far. There's not an impossibility.
So is it possible, just questions, okay, I still didn't have this question. Is it possible that actually there is an alien abduction, but because they want to keep themselves clear, so they just pretend this is a MILAB?
They do that.
So they even using the terrible way to abduct you.
They do that. That happens also. Now, don't forget that we have researchers in this field. The key researchers in MILAB is Austrian scientist, Dr. Helmut Lammer, one of the foremost. You have Mary Rodwell. She's also interested in MILAB. You have Melinda Leslie. She's a MILAB victim, but she is a very, very advanced researcher in MILAB. I've spent time with her. I know her well. I made a film with her. So, I've had a lot of explanative talk from her on MILAB. I still have plenty film I've not released on MILAB. You also have people like David Jacobs, Dr. David Jacobs from Temple University, who is interviewing abductees and finding these MILAB interference from the military, and the same with Bud Hopkins. So and by the way, Bud Hopkins is the person who hypnotized Niara Isley, who next season you will be listening to. So they find MILAB in many cases with these abductions, but in many cases they can find the dividing line, and in all cases they are finding that MILAB on abductees take place because the military want to learn what happened to those abductees. They want technology. It's all about greed and technology. So bear that in mind. The MILAB abductee is still an ET abductee. They still have rich experience. They still have a message for you, for humanity. And you read their stuff, you listen to their stuff, you'll still learn. But you also have to know that many of them have been hijacked by the MILAB. So never write these people off, because it's an insult to turn around to somebody. And when people, I saw you crying yesterday after you spoke with Niara Isley. I've never seen you so upset.
No.
You were shocked, right?
Exactly.
So this kind of shock is going to be given to the people of Hong Kong, because I want them to understand what MILAB is. It was terrible yesterday, right?
It is.
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
But it's essential.
This is the first time. This is the first time I can open up my mouth and I don't know what to say.
Yes, because I had to let the people learn that you must use your intuition and use the knowledge these people are giving you. Don't listen to other humans, because humans are evil. Humans are bad. We all are. I'm not just pointing to people. I'm saying we all are. We haven't reached that level of spirituality. So we bring you the evidence. Hard evidence. This Niara Isley evidence is going to make you all cry. It's going to upset you. And so you should. Because you have to learn. You have to wake up. We all have to wake up. All of us. And that's why I'm bringing this cold, hardcore case to you. But you have to understand that the people you see in MILAB, in some cases, are what we call hybrids. They are humans. They look human, but they have a huge amount of alien genetic material. And they do what is called IHA, Independent Hybrid Activity. That means they come down, they work with the military, and some of them are troublemakers. Some of them are really, really not good. They've even been known to go out and meet with abductees, date them, and rape them and do terrible things. Now, I don't want to scare the hell out of everybody and tell everybody this happens everywhere all day. It doesn't. It's rare cases, but it happens. It goes to show that there are different ETs out there with different agendas. That's very, very important. So, again, what is the motive?
Yeah. What was the reason why they have to do it?
Okay.
Besides, they want to learn.
They want
right?
both the aliens and some aliens. Both the aliens, some aliens. Remember, very advanced aliens don't need to do this. They have quantum computers. They have reached a level of technology that they know everything before you know it. But there are different levels, okay? And some of these ETs and humans, they want to do a studying of the abductees' psychological and sociological responses over periods of time. See how they react. They want to see what the human potential is. We're going to have changing climate, changing weather, changing political situations. We'll be moving into the space age. We'll be moving into an area of openness, of working with extraterrestrials. It's going to happen. How can we handle it? Can we handle it? Or are we going to export our aggression? Are we going to export our terrible, terrible behavior and weapons into space? And what if we do? These ETs want to know. What are we going to do when we're released? Are we going to be backbiting each other? Are we going to be rubbishing each other? Are we going to be debunking? Is that the sign of spiritually advanced people advancing? Is it? No. They are watching all this. They're studying the people. Now, they're also studying human responses to different cultures. Because when you go off into space, it's a different culture again. It's extremely traumatic, different change in culture.
Yeah.
Now, another hypothesis of the motive, and this is something that Dr. David Jacobs talks about, the creation of a new race, the hybridization program. We know about these hybrids. Well, sorry, people, but if we don't make success of this beautiful planet with the beautiful water, clean water that we had, clean land that we had, clean air that we had, if we don't make a success of it, we do not deserve it. It will be taken away, and rightly so. And Jim Sparks is alluding to that. He told you he had an alien daughter. So if Jim Sparks tells you he's got an alien daughter, and he's telling you that the military have got technology to clean the planet, then you better listen. Because this world is corrupt, it's sick. Okay? They are making hybrids up there. We can deny the evidence, we can laugh at it, we can say what we want. But the witness testimony from the abductees, people who have been interviewed by Mac, Bud Hopkins, by Dr. David Jacobs, all talk about these hybrids up there. Okay, we have women who are pregnant one minute, and the next minute the fetus is gone.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, and Niara will be telling you about her experience.
Exactly.
So don't for 1 minute start to think that you're all going to have a group mind. You're going to get your mind together collectively like a group and debunk. Because all you're doing is you're debunking yourself. Okay? This is fact. The message is out there. It's very clear from Sparks. He's got it through. Wake up. We are destroying this planet. There's nothing bullshit MILAB about that. Sorry.
Exactly. I mean, even not from the aliens, we all know that we are destroying this planet. But Jim Sparks already come up here and say something clear. But as you said, MILAB will not give this kind of information.
MILAB want to destroy the planet. They have got people, religious people that believe in revelations and the Messiah coming. They want to see this planet dirty, burned. They wanted to see the Gulf of Mexico polluted. They did it. 9/11, they did it. They do all sorts of things. Don't fall into that trap, because that's what you're doing. When you debunk the Sparks case, people, you are falling into that trap. This is a message for humanity. It makes sense. Think about it. So that's the motives. The other motive, which is really MILAB, they're making plastic soldiers. We call them plastic soldiers.
What is plastic soldier?
Well, I had a long talk with Stephen Greer, Dr. Greer, after I'd found out that somebody had seen 5 soldiers in a bar, in like a motorway kind of eating place, drinking place. The 5 soldiers were perfectly built. Their faces were perfect. They all looked exactly the same.
What do you mean exactly the same? What, they look like the same person?
It's like me sitting here being interviewed by 5 Cheuk Feis.
So that was something like the Star Wars, the Stormtroopers.
Exactly.
The clones troopers.
Exactly. But
they were soldiers.
They were soldiers, super soldiers. The MILAB are using materials, technology to make these super soldiers. They all look the same, and they're all controlled from one point. Okay? This is something now on the agenda. This is something we are now watching and learning about. It exists. All right?
Not only from one witness, a lot of people see that.
That's right. And this all goes to perpetuate the Sparks' story. Because he's telling you, you can see that there's MILAB involved. He wants you to see there's MILAB involved. He doesn't deny it because he wants you to know what they are doing. Okay? And the ETs want you to know what they are doing. And they chose a guy like Sparks to do it. And Sparks has stood up to all the trauma. He's severely affected. You can see he's slow, he's withdrawn. You can't control him. You can't tell him what to do. He smokes a lot. He's heavily dependent on this kind of comfort. Because
he's struggling inside.
Struggling. He suffers, as John Mack said, from post-traumatic stress disorder. The biggest clue, you know, to the whole process. So, now, let me just tell you some more motives for MILABs, more reasons for these people doing it. They experiment secretly on new drugs and vaccinations, and cloning, which I've spoken about, behavior modification, mind control. They want to alter and learn about the human genome. They want to learn about it. So they pick up people, look at the genome, they pick up abductees, try to see what kind of genes have been spliced in the DNA to learn about that. And they also want to, you know, try and create paranormal experiences. And also maybe use unknown substances that they picked up, alien substances, put them into humans, see what their reaction is. So the MILAB have all these agendas behind them.
But basically, this is all experiment.
It is extremely complicated. It is so complicated that it's hard for the mind to take in exactly what happened to Niara, what happened to Melinda Leslie, and what happened to Jim Sparks. You cannot look at a case like this and go, rubbish. It's too complicated and too real. It is incredible. The opportunity that people in Hong Kong had to face watch the man, his behavior, and listen to him talk was an opportunity that many people will never get. This is very important you understand this. So, what another point is that there's also an agenda for the MILAB and for the ETs to maintain secrecy. You know, the aliens want these MILAB people to remember seeing humans, and the humans want the abductees to remember seeing aliens. Well, doesn't that tell you something? Each one wants you to think it's the other. So you see humans. If the aliens want you to see humans and not them, then that's why you see humans. And if the MILAB want you to see aliens, then you'll see aliens.
But is there any way we can divide?
Well, there are dividing lines. And we've given you the processes here that you can see the differences in the way you're abducted. You can see the differences in all the things I've spelled out to you.
We can tell the different. We can tell the different that abduction, the way they abduct us.
The way the abduction, the shapes of the rooms.
The room.
All the things I've given you, explained to you, you can see that there are differences.
Right.
Okay? Right. And you have to have the exopolitical mind to analyze. To analyze. Like I said to you, why would MILAB people want you to
save the earth? Yes.
Why? They don't. So you can't be a fool. You have to listen to this. You have to listen to this. Okay? You mustn't start talking about free will, human free will. You don't understand. Nobody understands what is human free will. There's nobody really qualified to understand what is universal law. We all go, oh, yeah, man, new age, spiritual, universal law. Please, do me a favor. You know, you're miles and miles away from even understanding how to spell the word, never mind say the word. This is extremely complicated stuff. Extremely complicated. And it's like people say, oh, you know, Billy Meyer's symbols. Oh, long ago Billy Meyer had these symbols. Please, Sparks' symbols, people, was not the alphabet. Sparks' symbols was a mechanism, a halfway mechanism to test the human mind. To test human mind for thought activation technology. It's what's coming for us in the future. So the ETs were working on Sparks and thought activation. That was not MILAB. In the interdisciplinary processes we're talking about, okay, the processes, remember I said all the different sciences, there's a guy who was an expert in symbols and pictograms as part of this team. And they studied this alphabet, and it wasn't an alphabet they found. It was a halfway method that a human could cope. So it's nothing to do with what Billy Myers had and the symbols Billy Meyer had and anybody else had. It was completely separate. It was for the advancement of the human mind to work out how to do thought activation. You remember, Sparks moved a ball, he moved a cube in his
square,
mind,
yes.
and he used a triangle, and that Melinda Leslie was taken on the craft to run the craft with the mind. Thought activation. These symbols are for thought activation, because one symbol can hold 20 pages of information. Nothing to do with the Billy Myers symbols. This is irrelevant nonsense. Okay, so that's where we are up to here. So you can ask me the next question, or I can go into further stuff I want to talk about.
Okay. So, well, you want to take a break?
I'm fine.
Okay. You don't want to take a break? We can carry on.
I can carry on.
Okay. So there's a lot of cases I just suddenly have these questions. In a lot of alien abduction cases, they have implants.
Yes.
So does it mean that whatever that whoever got the implants, that is alien abduction only? It doesn't involve in MILAB. Is that possible?
Now let me.
Can I explain it this way?
Okay, I'll put it to you this way. There's a guy in the United States. His name is Dr. Daniel Mann. Daniel Mann. He had a U.S. patent for a homing device since 1989 that can be implanted in humans. It can be implanted in humans.
What is the implanted for?
He developed this implant, small, for finding missing children. So the kids would be implanted with this little chip, just like a dog, and the device is a little bit, it's quite small, but it can be injected with a syringe, just like dogs are today. And in some cases, they will implant it behind the ear, Now, there's a MILAB abductee called Debbie Jordan, and she had one of these removed from her ear as well. Now, the device can be powered by a small battery that can be charged with a device held outside the body. Do you know what I mean?
So you say something like an electric toothbrush.
Correct.
I mean, you don't need to actually connect.
Correct.
With any metal parts, but you still can pulse and get the device charge.
Correct. You hold it outside just like a toothbrush, and it charges by induction. And he invented that. Now, this implant can pick you up anywhere in the world by using, and here we go, 3 satellites by triangulation.
Right.
Okay, if you've got three points in the air,
they can pinpoint
you
the
can
area
pinpoint where you
are.
are. But what did I say to you at the beginning of the program about helicopters?
3 helicopters.
I said 3 helicopters minimum. When the MILAB people are looking for you, they will get 3 black helicopters in the sky, 3 points of triangulation. They know exactly where you are, and they send their people in. Or they beam down kind of electromagnetic beam to make you dizzy so you don't know what's going on. They come and they take you. Okay? So
but this is still a very raw way to abduct you compared with the aliens. They will throw you up and then go through the window in the wall.
Correct.
So basically, this is the implants they put into your body is to locate where you are, so they can abduct you again.
Well. Now listen to this. There are agencies in the U.S. military that use something called biomedical telemetry.
What exactly is biomedical telemetry?
Biomedical telemetry it's incredible. It is technology, an instrument that can transmit not only your whereabouts, but it will tell you all the information going on in your body. It can tell you how much chemicals, hormones your body is producing, whether the person is anxious or not anxious. It can tell you his psychological mood. So they can monitor the physiology of your body, your pulse, your heart rate, It can measure everything, and then it can broadcast all that information to another site where they can read what you're doing. Now, they use a process called transnasal. Okay, it's transnasal. In other words, they'll go up through your nose and into your sinus cavity and put the implant inside there. Okay?
It's very difficult to take it out.
It's a common use in neurosurgery. They've been doing this since the 60s, to some extent, putting implants in through the nose. And so have some extraterrestrials been putting stuff in people's nose. many people say, oh, yeah, well, the alien implant is very advanced because, like Whitney Strieber, you touch it and it moves to another area.
Yeah.
Or it's covered with a biological layer of skin, and it's got nanotubes in it, so it must be alien. No.
That could be.
No.
That could be from my lab.
Look, let me tell you one thing. The military is 50 years more advanced than what they tell you. So they've already got all sorts of equipment.
So those are the back engineer from aliens, or is that directly from aliens technology?
They've also extracted implants from aliens, which tend to be more in a crystal. Because, we are still very, very primitive. We're using, electronics and this and that. But, crystals have all sorts of properties. That's another whole program. Crystals. They found a lot of these kind of crystals in people's bodies. And, they actually are resonating and also recording and putting in. That's very, very advanced. But to learn more about this transnasal approach to implants, which is common neurosurgery, you can get a book. It's called Cyber Gods. You can get another book.
Cyber Gods,
yes. Very, very complicated English wording. A book by J. Hardy. It's called Transphenoidal Hypophysectomy. Okay, which is, it's 500, 600 pages long. But he goes into the way they put implants into people's, into their nasal cavities. There's also the direct transnasal approach to sphenoid sinus. This is another book by Griffiths. It's an extremely thick book.
Yeah,
another
900 pages.
Yes, at least. There's Rabadan, transmaxillary transnasal approach to the anterior clivis. A microsurgical anatomical model. There's some very big medical words here, but these are things you have to study and read, and you'll understand more, rather than just listen to somebody talking, that he's done the internet research and read this and read that and all of a sudden become an expert. No, you cannot become an expert by reading on the internet. You want to become an expert in MILAB, you got to almost go through what you did and break down crying yesterday, or you got to go and work with MILAB abductees, or even work with the researchers. Then you can start to talk about MILAB. Okay, so anyway, this is
this is all the this is all the books, and I will put up the links. I put up the name of the books and all the information on the forum as well. So if you want to look, you go up to the forum and just sign up to the forum as well.
Right,
and then you can see all this information.
Now, just before I go to the next step, I have to warn the listeners. I'm going to tell you about another kind of technique that they use in MILAB. But before I tell you about these next two techniques, don't for one, because I'm going to talk to you about what we call virtual reality scenarios. Okay? And I'm also after that going to talk to you about otherworldly journeys. So don't for 1 minute start to listen to what I say and say, you see, that's what happened to Sparks. Because this is not the case. This is not the case. You have to listen to what I'm telling you because it applies to different MILAB abductees, because not all MILAB abductees are abducted by the same people.
Yes.
And not abducted the same. It's all different. So let me just tell you that there is a virtual reality scenario. It was the late Dr. Carla Turner called these experiences virtual reality scenarios, VRS. They are mind control victims, and they claim that someone is implanting pictures in their mind. So in other words, if you're implanted with an intercerebral device, that's something in your brain, then the operators may be able to electronically implant pictures and memories into the brain. Okay, this happens. There was a magazine, it's called the New World Vista magazine. They were forecasting 50 years, what the scientists can do in 50 years' time, and I think it was denied by the military. And they were saying that in 50 years' time, and remember, the military is already 50 years ahead, that they can use electromagnetic energy sources, which can be pulsed, and when it's pulsed into a human body, it will allow them to freeze your body movement so you can't move. It can alter your emotions, it can make you sleep, transmit suggestions, and interfere with your short-term memory, and also even delete the experience. So that reminds you of a film.
Like the astronaut.
Well, yeah, now that's a very sensitive subject. You see, when the astronauts came back, the doctor, a psychiatrist who was there while they were debriefing, there's been some leak that the astronauts had certain parts of their memory deleted. Why? So they could not talk about what they saw on the moon. It's normal. They have the technology.
Okay. Oh, wait. Before we carry on. So you're saying this kind of virtual reality technology that, I mean, the MILAB people can actually already have this kind of technology.
They have this kind of technology, but their ways is very difficult to explain to you because we use, as I say, scientists who are in these fields to look at the cases and to talk on the differences. Okay. Now
still there's differences.
There's still differences, but you know, I personally do not believe yet that the military is that advanced. It's advanced, of course, but nowhere near the level of the ETs. Nowhere near. The ET is not going to give them beyond a certain point of technology,
right?
Even if they're friendly with each other.
Okay. So you're saying even the virtual reality technology or the virtual reality scenario by somebody who experienced this, but we can still tell the difference between this is from aliens or this is from MILAB.
I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue to the difference. When a human does something to a human, he has to exert through the limited technology a stress. So if you've got something wrong with you, for example, you've got a cancer, I have to give you chemotherapy. The chemotherapy cures the cancer, but it also kills a lot of other things in your body.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, but when you look at it, you think, wow, he took a medicine, he's cured. But when an extraterrestrial cures your cancer, the cancer goes and there's no stress to the body. You understand what I'm saying? There's level of stress. There's levels of resistance in all the super technology that the human military have. It is not as smooth and as workable.
It's always got some side effect.
It's always a side effect, or it's always got some telltale signature for the people who are professional enough to look at it and to understand it. There's a difference.
Okay.
Always a difference. Nobody talks too much about that because we don't really want to talk too much about that, what the differences are. Because, you know, these experts in the field, it's important that they keep their science to themselves so that the people who need to know the differences will know without giving too much story away. So we can also say that there's another guy called Dr. Joseph Sharp, and they experimented with microwaves that you could point to somebody, and as long as the beam was hitting their head, they could talk voices into your head.
The creating voice.
Create a voice.
Inside your head.
Inside your head. Okay? Because you have the microwave beam on your head, and then there's some kind of vibration effect, just like with a radio wave, has vibrations and it manifests through a speaker. So it resonates against the bones in your body, and they hear a voice.
But the people beside them cannot hear.
People beside cannot hear, but it resonates in the cochlea, inside the ear. Very sensitive hairs, so only that person hears it. So if you get a person like that and you traumatize them, you make them really have a lot of torture and pressure, and they bury memories, you can mind control that person with microwaves.
Or you can discredit this person,
or make him become a Manchurian,
like crazy,
like Manchurian candidate, go and kill somebody. You know, this is pure mind control. This kind of stuff is not that involved in my lab, but they can do this kind of stuff in certain applications. They can, but it's a stress. Put microwaves on somebody's head, it's a stress. Put alien telepathy into your head, it's not a stress. You see the difference?
Pretty natural.
You see the difference?
Yeah.
There's always a stress associated with whatever is MILAB. Whatever is ET, the stress is different. They might have fear. You know, you might have fear. People have abductions, they have a lot of fear. Some people have abductions.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no fear.
You mean abduction?
No,
like you?
No, what I'm trying to say is, for example, if you've got 10 people go to the dentist.
Right.
Okay? Every person goes to the dentist will have a different experience. Some people it means nothing. Some people are scared before they go. Some people are scared during. And some people don't care.
So we cannot say like because some people said that James Bond keep yelling that I don't want to die.
Exactly.
It's because he got really scared.
Wouldn't you? In the first instance, if that happened to
you?
you?
For me, probably I won't.
Well,
so I probably the brave patient in the dentist. To the dentist, yes.
That's right. He got afraid. You know, and it's not because it's MILAB. It's because he's a human being who was abducted by extraterrestrials, and he woke up in this place and he saw what he saw, and he was afraid. He thought he was going to die. It's normal. But there's some people who wake up in the place, some adventurous people.
Feel curious.
They feel curious. They feel curious. You know? So that's why you get some people get abducted, they come back, oh, it was terrible, I was afraid. It's because it's subjective. It depends on each individual person. You know? Lucky Sparks took many, many years, but he adapted to it. And he was able to enrich himself and learn from it. And bring us a message, which people are trying to debunk, which is terrible. Terrible. 20-something years of experience, and you got some idiot turns around and says, you know, this is rubbish, it's MILAB. No, please, wake up, learn, do your homework. Please. Read. Don't listen to the internet. Read. Just go and find out the facts, you know? Then you'll know more about what you're talking about. I mean, this is just the way it is. So, this is very, very interesting because Charles Hall, who worked at Nellis Air Force Base with the tall whites, he said that they had a technology as well. That when they spoke,
microwave hearing?
Yes. Well, he doesn't know what the technology was, but he was saying that if they were 100 meters away and they point towards him something, an instrument, they could talk to him in his mind. So very similar technology. So tall white is obviously a type 1 civilization. We are type 0.6. The military is 0.8, based on the laws of thermodynamics. So this is a type 1 civilization of ET. So you can see it's still a service to self. The type of ET that gets here in a spacecraft in a different way, and is working with the military, you know, and we're giving them something in return. Okay, so anyway, you want to read something about virtual reality? There's a very, very good book. It's called Some Aspects of Anti-Personnel Electromagnetic Weapons. It's written by a guy called David Giat. 1996 the book was done. There's another book by Alex Constantine. It's called Psychic Dictatorship in the USA. So you can get that book as well, and it'll tell you more about virtual reality scenarios. Okay.
Okay. So before we carry on, we take another break. Okay, we're back again with Neil Gould and carry on with the MILAB. So what is before our break time, you want to say something about underground military facilities?
Well, the reason I was talking to you earlier about underground military bases because we know, you know, Phil Schneider is one of the guys who helped dig them, the RAND Corporation. These deep underground bases, there's perhaps more than 150 of them. We know that Alex Collier, the contactee, has pointed out the military got upset with him. He told everybody where they are. Some of them are existing underwater. The bases are underwater. Some of them are in the sides of mountains underwater. So these subterranean bases are extremely secret. They're self-powered. They have their own energy devices. And they exist. You know, it's almost like some part of human civilization has got technology so advanced that they don't need to come back anymore.
What do you mean they don't need to come back anymore?
They are so advanced that they can live in their own civilization with all the free energy. They have many, many things that they can do. They can cure a lot of sickness. They can genetically engineer food. They have a lot of advanced technology. They don't need to come back here and rely on anything that governments provide us with. Okay.
Oh, this sounds like
That's another whole story.
Sounds like very, very unbelievable science fiction.
It sounds like it, but all you have to do is just look at Dr. Richard Sauder. He was recently arrested because he broke into a nuclear installation and protested about nuclear missiles. So this is very, very true. But now we talk about another subject with MILAB. It's called otherworldly journeys. Okay, now I told you about these interdisciplinary groups that look, because you can't look at MILAB from a UFO point of view. It is impossible. You have to look at it from a multidisciplinary point of view. Many, many disciplines. Now, Dr. Thomas Bullard, and you read about him a lot in these abduction cases. He is a PhD in folklore. So he's one of the good disciplines to look at when we talk about otherworldly journeys. You see? Talk about other worlds and what people are experiencing, virtual reality or not virtual reality. And basically with an abduction, as opposed to MILAB, you know, you normally see the aliens will put the abductee into a protective environment for the trip. He's normally comfortable in a protected environment. In some cases, these abductees do go into underground bases. This does happen because extraterrestrials have them as well as humans.
They just show you where the facilities is.
Yeah, and in some cases, out otherworldly journeys, the abductee will see the surface of another world.
What do you mean the other world?
Taken to another world, another planet, another dimension, whatever. They report these kind of these things. Even in some cases, with an alien abduction, the abductee has been taken to a zoo.
What is that for?
To look at different creatures in other worlds.
Well, oh, you mean the zoo from the other world, not the zoo in
zoo in
Central
worlds.
Park or whatever.
No.
Okay.
Just for education, for learning, and it does happen. It's reported. I'm purely telling you what's been reported in many of Dr. Bullard's study of the abduction cases. And a typical example of people who've undergone this is like Betty and Barney Hill, one of the first abduction cases. I mean, she's experienced a UFO plunging into the sea, coming out again, going into caverns full of crystals and into an underworld. Less examinations occur with ETs. Less. Of course, they examine. Why not? Your body's toxic. They want to know. When you genetically engineer, you've got to examine. See if the body is following the codes of the DNA. So this is particularly important that some of these journeys you do go into underground caves, What's interesting about MILAB is that, the MILABs don't have this mystical quality. They're more about going to places that we have in our reality. They're more about a concrete wall, more about with furniture, more about with an underground installation. You always hear the MILAB people talk about it looked like a military base. It had more recent equipment, nothing out of this world that you might see in extraterrestrial base. So in many cases you can tell just by the silly, sometimes the MILAB abductees are not intended to remember, but they remember. And they see all these things. Like they might see, for example, an elevator, a generator, a medical room very similar to what we have today. Whereas the otherworldly journeys, it's completely different. It's completely different. You'd have different, even being handled different, not necessarily nicely, but and maybe you feel like a laboratory animal, but the way they'll deal with you will be different, completely different. And of course, the beings you see doing it are completely different. Are
you saying from the point of view of the person or the beings that apply the abduction, apply the experiment, are we saying some kind of different? I try to understand.
A lot of different.
I'm trying to understand is if for an alien's abduction or for the alien's experiment, they will like to experiment the races, experiment the species, experiment do this, do that by intention to learn. But for the abduction, they do a lot of experiments, but they're trying to torture you. They try to give you a lot of bad, terrible, hell feelings. Just like a guy who studied a rat or who tortured a rat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to describe the feeling. I'm not too sure whether that's right.
It's right. I mean, of course, for example, Sparks, Niara, in the hands of extraterrestrials, you do get some trauma because it's normal. 10 people go to the dentist, 4 of them go off their head and scream.
I'm one of them. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then when you've got like a MILAB abduction, there's nothing kind, or there's nobody comes out of a MILAB abduction like the other 6 people who went to the dentist with sweet memories. You're absolutely broken. Sleep deprivation, drugs, needle in your neck. You've got, all of a sudden you wake up and you see a huge reptilian over you who cuts you up, but it's a virtual dream or an induced dream. They want to break you down in MILAB. They want to find out, break your mind up, rape you, take those memories and bury them, and then find out open you up. What did you learn with those extraterrestrials? There's a big difference. Okay? If you look at Sparks, you didn't see Sparks undergoing this kind of stuff at all. I mean, what was Sparks? You didn't see. Yes, you saw him with humans. Now, to Sparks, these were real humans. Right?
But the other way around, Sparks got a lot of awards by the feeling, the sex, and whatever.
That wasn't the reward. That was, you could say that in order for him to cooperate with what they wanted, they would reward him. He didn't get rewarded with sex, yes, but he got rewarded with pictures of sex and stuff like that. But of course, they took his sperm. But they need to monitor us to see how we're coping on this planet. We're destroying the planet. The planet's poisonous. Sparks was used, so they could monitor what was going on to the human being.
Well, more simple way is if you cooperate, they will give you some good feelings and alien abduction. But in MILAB, there are no sweet, no candle at all.
Very good point. Very good point. So you can't say Sparks' total experience was MILAB. That's stupid. Really stupid. There's no other word for it. And I can say this on behalf of all the people I know in the Exopolitics Institute, and on behalf of the late Dr. John Mack, because he's also said it. This case is real. The people, I'm a director of the Institute. We have professional people in the Institute. We know, and you see, even Niara is a member of our Institute. She's on the advisory board. Niara Isley will tell you in season 2 her feelings on the Sparks case, and she knows because she went through the same things. Okay?
Right.
She knows. These interdisciplinary processes don't lie. You pick up things. So we know this is real, absolutely real. Now, is there anything else you want to ask me?
Well, I mean, that's all I have. I mean, I'm pretty clear about the...
Because I'll tell you one thing, just before I finish. You have to understand, there's 2 layers here. If you have an ET experience, ET abduction, it's one experience. You have a MILAB experience, it's another experience. The way the MILAB treats you, break you down, many of those people wake up and they get confused
with the MILAB and the alien.
With the MILAB and alien. So they'll wake up and they'll talk about the alien experience, and then suddenly they'll say, I saw a human with the ET, when the 2 things were separate. Now this is a very, very, very important point, because this is written about in Dr. Turner's book. It's called Taken, Inside the Alien Human Abduction Agenda. Very important book. You read this. Dr. Turner, Dr. Carla Turner, she's unfortunate, she died. You can go, just Google Dr. Carla Turner. You'll come up to a website. You can see many, many videos on what she says. Okay? So, many cases, the ET experience is confused with the human experience, and that's another reason why you see humans with aliens. Very important point. Even from Jim Sparks' point of view, he may be mistaken to some extent. He may or he may not. It's very possible of course, the ETs with the military, and he was with them, and because he said the military broke the agreement. Broke all the agreements to release technology. So I personally believe that he saw the military there. This is not unusual. There are people going around saying, oh, it's unusual to see military with... No, it is usual. It happens. All the time. It was
just the same thing like I go to see movie with you, and then I go to see the same movie with my wife. And then later on, after 4 years, I would say, I go to see this movie with Neil and my wife.
Right. Yes. Is
that a good example?
Very good example. Very good example. So, please, people, you're listening, you're learning about MILAB. You must understand that this involves psychiatry, psychology. It involves a lot of disciplines, mythology, cryptology, pictograms, crop circle, psychology, clinical psychology, parapsychology, mythology. It is so complicated that you cannot, under any circumstance, ever listen to a person who is not trained in this subject tell you what the Sparks cases or what any other cases. It is impossible. In fact, it's irresponsible. So I am giving you this talk so you learn about what MILAB is, so that you learn, and I give you the sources, the reference material, so you can go and you can look up everything yourself and you can read it and study it. And then you can come out with an opinion. Other than that, you are given an opinion. And this is dangerous when people say they debunk, rubbish. They are giving you their opinion. In fact, you probably find there's a group of people all sharing the same opinion, trying to pose that opinion on you, just like the debunkers do in America, debunkers do all around the world. You get a group of people, they're in one group, they all have the same mind, they don't have any independent thinking, stupid, and they tell you the wrong thing. So just finally, I'll tell you one other thing, is that in MILAB they also have something called electronic dissolution of memory, EDOM, where they can actually wipe memory. So I think I've sort of covered this to you, but I wanted to tell you again, because there's a book called Operation Mind Control, Our Secret Government's War Against Its Own People.
Right.
It's written by Walter Bauart. You can read that, but really look at Dr. Richard Sauder, his book Underground Bases and Tunnels, what the government tried to hide, and UFO crashes, abductions, underground bases. This is also done by William Hamilton. So I've given you here a comprehensive pool of data where you can read the first-hand experiences of people, and don't forget to look at my Melinda Leslie film, which is True MILAB. You can see I've done a subsequent interview with Jim Sparks. You can see that on YouTube in 3 clips in Jim Sparks in Hong Kong, 2011.
Right.
And Niara Isley, a MILAB abductee and ET contact. She's a spiritual warrior because she's come through this with great honor, a tremendous lady, and she will be in season 2.
Yeah,
the
first episode of season 2 of MJ13.
And you will not only hear about MILAB, but you will hear about a trip to the moon. Now, I tell you this with no jokes. You listen to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's no human in Hong Kong that can tell you anything.
Yeah, whatever she said, just shut my mouth.
First time I've seen Cheuk Fei cry. It was very, very depressing. But he let it happen because he wants you to listen and experience and learn and not listen to people in Hong Kong telling you all sorts of nonsense. You listen to the people, please.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why we have topics to talk about MILAB before the end of season 1, is because you have to know a lot of details. You have to know a lot of knowledge. Okay, you have to, at least you have to know there's MILAB. Only MILAB itself could be from a lot of different departments, a lot of different boxes to start this MILAB. And so you have to know the complication. It's so complicated. Even I've been talking with Neil for all these days about what is MILAB, but even now, I still not completely understand. It is so complicated. It's more complicated than what can I explain? Than the social reality we have, the world we have, is very, very complex. So you have to know at least a little clue about how complex this is. Then you will understand about Jim Sparks, and you will understand about Niara Isley. What happened to Niara is going to come up very soon, but that, I promise you, that's going to bring your mind to another level, and then you will understand a lot more. Okay. Whew. So
yes, very, very intense. And I'm sorry if I was sounding very emotional. But Cheuk Fei and I yesterday were very depressed. It was extremely hard interview with Niara.
Yeah, very hard.
And it really brought home what Jim Sparks was all about too. And I hope you can all benefit.
Yeah. So thank you again, Neil.
You're very welcome, Cheuk Fei.
So we will see you next season.
Sure.
We definitely will come back in next season. So don't worry. We just need a break and get some more information and then bring you another good show. Okay? So, thank you guys. Thank you for listening to MJ13. I'll see you again. Bye.
Bye-bye.